All right. Hey, welcome everybody. This is the inaugural episode of Decential's NFT or WTF. I'm Matt Leising. I'm a co-founder of Decential, and I'm here with my partner, Neil Berkeley. What's up, Neil?
Not much. Thanks for having me on. This is fun. This is good.
Yeah, this will be fun. Before we got started, I thought, Neil, you were in New York for NFT NYC, and just wondered if you could tell people kind of like what the energy was like and the vibe and any cool stuff you did.
But first, I feel like we should really point out the tongue-in-cheek nature of the title. Hopefully, this is fun. I mean, neither of us are art critics. I mean, hopefully we have taste enough to talk about this. But I think we talked earlier. I think a lot of this is hopefully going to be about the art, of course, the aesthetic, which is important because this is called NFT art. But as we all know. And I'll talk about what I saw at places like Bright Moments, for example, the utility of these coins or these tokens and this art is really what's exciting about it. I have lots of thoughts on NFT art versus NFT technology. I wish we would come up with new words for both of those. But we're going to dig into the aesthetic of these. But anyway, that's my just quick preamble about hopefully people see that title and appreciate that this is as much to promote the art world of NFTs as it is to talk about what we like.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, it's definitely tongue in cheek. And we're just trying to start a conversation about, like you said, the aesthetics. And, there's so much artwork and other things being put out that it'd be fun to just sort of like get at face value and say, like, do we like this? Or like, what's cool about this? Or this doesn't work for me. So yeah, that's the vibe here.
No, so NFT NYC was I read about most of it online. I didn't get to as much as I would like to have gone to, but the couple things I did go to, the thing I went to that was really like, whether it was NFT NYC or something they do in Venice or New York, was the Bright Moments Crypto New Yorkers. I went to a minting and I hadn't been to one yet. I think you've been to a couple, right?
Yeah, I have in Venice.
Yeah, and it's really what Seth has done it's really amazing. It's the vibe there. I mean, everyone there is so excited and so happy to be there, even if they're not minting. It has a not a rock show, but it's just exciting. Like there's energy there and it's palpable.
As I've been writing about on the site, I think he's really succeeded in creating a really tight-knit community of people who are super excited and really into this and just willing to take it as far as they can and see like what they don't even know yet about NFTs. And you were mentioning like the utility. I think we're just scraping the surface on that.
Yeah. And so if you haven't been to a minting, just for people that don't know, the way Seth designed this is IRL, in real life. So if you want to mint one of their tokens, you have to go to either their place in Venice or now their place in Soho in Manhattan, and you do it live. And it's kind of cool the way they do it. They have this, I don't know how they do it in Venice, but in New York, they've got this room off to the side that has a curtain, and they take everyone in there that has bought a mint pass that will allow them to mint on the day, and they put them in this room, right? And then they say, okay, let's bring out Bill, and the mint process happens, and there's a screen in front of everybody, and then that crypto New Yorker pops up, and it's got all its attributes, and that person comes out and sees it for the first time. At the same time, everyone there, and there's 100 people, and man, the looks on their faces, it's so cool to see. And then it's funny, like they're thrilled, but everyone that's there is as excited as they are. And it was fun, man. I tweeted afterwards. I was like, "There's no way that this will make you smile."
Yeah, for sure. I went to one in Venice. It's called Rituals, and it was a little more involved because it was like this huge screen, and they rigged up this big black drop cloth, and there were big speakers, and it was an audio visual sort of unveiling of an NFT. And basically, you came in, and they, like you said, that you're in the back room. We did like these breathing exercises. There were people there that were sort of leading us through a little bit of like a meditative state.
Yeah.
And I just got to tag along. I wasn't getting this NFT, but Seth let me tag along. Then we went out into the gallery, and you sat down on pillows, and the NFT was revealed to you, to the person who was getting it. with just amazing, like generative, very psychedelic kind of bleeding images that went on, and the music was playing, and we sat there for a good 10 minutes and just kind of absorbed it. And it was really, I was not expecting it to affect me the way it did, but man, it definitely, like, I'm never going to forget that. And it's just like,
Yeah.
it's just a really amazing way to connect people to this thing that seems kind of ethereal a lot of the time, like NFT to JPEG, but it can be so much more when you're doing it in real life, like you mentioned.
Yeah, he's really done something special, and he's got all the plans for the DAO and what they're doing next. It's too much to get into right now, but it's exciting.
Yeah, and if you guys want to read more about it, check out the stories we're doing on Decentral.io on Seth and Bright Moments. All right, cool. So let's get started. Here's the deal. I sent Neil 3 random NFTs and gave him a few days to sort of like gather his thoughts. And then we're just going to kind of talk about them in succession. So I'm going to share my screen and go to the first one. All right, you can see that, Neil?
Yep.
All right, cool. So this is on OpenSea. It's a crypto color collection. Basically, what you see is what you get. It's a crypto. Well, let me read the description here. It's uniquely generated collectibles, colors built upon the Ethereum standard, and they are minting quite a few of these. Oh, there's 16 million web colors, and you can own a 1 of 1. So they're always going to be different. And here we go. What do you make of this one, Neil?
You know, I looked around on this, and again, I think utility is so important. Like the fact that this could actually give you some sort of access or some sort of whatever would be great. This is just a color, which is, I'm not going to say that that's a bad idea. Like that's been done in the past and done very well, and people have been very successful with creating an ethos around that.
Yeah.
This one, just based on what it is, doesn't seem like there's a lot more to this community. But I will say the thing about this is, and I talked earlier about the NFT tech and the utility of these things. This does seem like something like someday Sherman-Williams is going to put out NFTs of all their color chips, right? That just seems inevitable. So I'm not saying this thing is a good idea, or maybe it's front running Sherman-Williams, who knows? But don't you think someday, like they already have like the green monster green, like someday they're going to sell an NFT of that, right?
Yeah. Imagine, yeah, taxi cab yellow.
Yeah.
You know, that's a famous color.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they could go through and have all the Jay-Z reds or whatever colors they want to do. They already have millions in their color chips. So this, again, like this seems, and you can tell by the prices and the amount of them there's not a whole lot being sold. I will be very clear. One thing I am catching up on, don't know a lot about, is the relationship of these as if they were tradable tokens, like the volume. And I mean, it is clear that when a good token has a lot of fewer owners, that's usually says a lot about it.
Yeah, and I agree with you. I think they're just sort of testing the boundaries here, or the edges maybe, of what people want. And as you can see, you can get this one for $5 if you want. I wish it had a little more utility. I wish it was more maybe like a badge of some sort, and especially if there are more than 16 million of these. That doesn't quite click for me.
Yeah.
All right, so NFT or WTF for you, Neil?
I'm gonna say WTF on this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree, WTF. Now this one is by an artist who goes by Tin Roof. His real name's Jeremiah Chechik, and he displayed this one. There was an auction on this and several of his other pieces at the Bright Moments Gallery in Venice a couple weeks ago. What do you think?
I mean, so this is strictly an aesthetic thing. And again, like, it's kind of funny. It says in there that you have to have a graphics card to play this. So it's definitely a big, heavy file. The interesting thing is, I mean, there's some writing in there. Do you want to read the writing about what he says this is?
me see. I'm not sure I have that in front of me. Do you have it?
This isn't going well. Hold on.
This is it on Zora.
It says each unique. So this is there's 9 pieces in his collection. Each unique one of one piece is unified by the juxtaposition of mathematics, real world foundations, and a projection of how imagined worlds link to our cultural systems and understanding of our perceived reality. Yeah, that's what that says. I'm not sure about all that. There are a couple pieces on here, not this piece I'm not crazy about, just aesthetically. It doesn't have any utility, it just moves. I'm not sure how they're generated either, but aesthetically, I don't think much of it. But there are some pieces. There's a thing on his Zora page called Planetary Rings. There's a thing called The Tall Trees. There's another Planetary Rings. They're very colorful and beautiful, and when they animate, they're really stunning. Like, these are the kinds of things that I think once people figure out how to hang a ton of TVs and monitors in their houses, these NFTs moving are going to be really cool. And I know I've gone to people's online galleries, like Kevin Rose has, not Kevin Rose, sorry. There's an influencer on Twitter who has his gallery online, and it is pretty cool to walk around those rooms and look at people's pieces on the wall, especially if they're blue chip and very well known.
Yeah, here in Los Angeles, they've started, like, some mansions are now offering, like, you have an NFT gallery, or it's set up for NFT displays in certain parts of the house.
Yeah.
I would say I really like this one. I find it soothing but sort of disturbing at the same time. But I think I could just watch it go for a really long time. And yeah, at the gallery, what they were saying is, you need your own CPU, you need a good monitor, and it's a bit of a setup to display these in your house. All right, so I think I know what you're going to say, but NFT or WTF?
I will probably say, I'll say WTF to this one. I mean, only because, like, the prices on these. That's what that's. I know it's kind of boomer to say that, but these things are going for a lot of money.
I think you're also getting into, that he's a bit of a well-known artist, so I think that probably has an effect on it.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to say NFT for this one, just to balance this out. Okay. Last one is here. Okay, I can't, unfortunately, this is the best I can do for this one, but this is moving as well. But my computer is not liking it. But so this is called Pigments. And what it does is it slowly changes and just morphs into different things. And according to the artist, it will run until the end of time, basically. And you'll never have the same sort of, combination of pigments and colors twice.
Yeah, this one, I love this. This is an Art Blocks curated, and it kind of goes without saying that they really know what they're doing, especially in the curated section. There's some amazing stuff in there. This is Andrew Brito. I wish I knew how to say his name, but he has lots of great stuff. He also does a lot. I think
it's actually Darien Brito.
Darien Brito, sorry.
Yeah.
He also does a lot of stuff with audio and live events. So he's a really, really great artist. And these are hypnotic. Like, I wish I was had a heavy dose of psilocybin while I was watching these, because they're really amazing. And the thing I like about these is I wish I knew how they were developed, how each one of these created itself, because I think they are generative. They are actually. But the details of these, that are so small and they move so slowly, and the fact that they're infinite blows my mind.
Yeah, in fact,
And
I
I would
didn't even
say,
know it was moving until
yeah,
like when I first found it. I was like, oh, that's cool. It looks like an oil painting. And then I realized after a while, I'm like, oh crap, it's moving.
yeah. So it's really hypnotic. And I gotta
Yeah.
say, 3.5, the cheaper ones on OpenSea are reasonable, I think.
Yeah. I mean, this one,
Not that,
look, it's going for 3 right now. It last
yeah,
sold for 4.5 ETH.
yeah.
That's not
So
a bad price for this, I think. And I will get some psilocybin and meet you somewhere, and we'll just watch this for 8 hours.
yeah, it's funny. That's the case for a lot of this kind of art. But no, he's really nailed it, and I highly recommend checking out his Instagram and going to his website because he has some really cool stuff. I'm really fascinated by the sound NFTs. I don't know if he's put out any NFTs yet, but he's got some sound mixes on his website that are really cool.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're generated by code is amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. I could stare at this one for hours, and I would love to have it on the wall in my house. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna jump in here and say NFT.
awesome. Me too. NFT, absolutely. This guy's great.
Yeah, yeah. You can check him out here on OpenSea, Darien Brito. He has quite a few of these. Oh, whoa, now it's moving. Okay, it's
See,
working.
yeah, I mean,
So you can see it now.
yeah, it looks, yeah,
It's just like you're looking at the storm on Jupiter, or just like some amazing, something that's approaching, or I could just fall into this thing.
yeah. I have to say, because Zoom sucks, this is a little pixelated and a little funky. These colors are very pristine and perfect.
Yeah.
So go to OpenSea and look these up.
Yep. Here he is.
We should have show notes for in the YouTube description that gives links to all these things.
Yeah, I will. I'll put links down there, and so people can check these out. And all right, we're going to wrap it up there. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Great to talk to you, Neil. And we'll be back soon with another episode of WTF, or sorry, of NFT or WTF.
All right, man. That's fun. Thanks.
Yep. Yep.